Now boarding all passengers to the Bassist.
Woo! Quarantainment. I like that. Russell, good job. That's an awesome choice of words. Hey, welcome everybody to another live stream here at thebassist.net. I'm actually joined today by a good friend of mine, Chris from the Bass channel. Hey, yo. We're going to be hanging out together and exploring this guy, the Positive Grid Spark. So do me a favor, as you guys are coming in, just say hi, tell me where you're watching from, and I'll shout you out. Let me just take a look and make sure everything is working. Yes, 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 yes. Good, good, good. So if you haven't seen one of these live streams before, very loose. We're just hanging and having a good time. Nothing too special. Actually, this kind of is special. Chris, you want to tell me a little bit about this bass here? There's something particular about it.
Yeah, so this is the Warwick Adam Clayton signature rock bass. We got this bass from Warwick last May, and we're doing an experiment on, do electric instruments sound better with age? Or I guess maybe not better, but different, because better, as we know, is subjective. So between May 24th, 2019 and May 24th, 2020, we've been trying to basically pump as many vibrations into this body and neck as possible, whether it be by playing. At one point, I stuck it in front of a 10-inch sub and blasted Metallica's Black Album at it.
As you do. Yeah,
naturally.
That's what you do with basses.
I have a neck massage thing at my house that I'm going to vibrate that with it. I took
wait, a neck massager? Like one of those? Like,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So that's coming up in the next couple of days. I just got to kind of set my studio up to do that.
But I'm interested to see that too. So basically what he's saying is they are aging this instrument, not just
aesthetically, but
yes, not relicking it, but literally playing it, putting it through all of its paces for a year?
Yes, 1 year.
1 year.
And the other catch is none of the components will change. Everything down to the strings is going to be the same.
That's right. He said that when they got the bass, they played it, you recorded it and did some stuff.
Yeah.
Pulled the strings off, put them in a bag, and they've been there. And when they hit the 1 year mark, they're going to put the strings back on, play it, and see if the instrument has changed sound just from being used for a year.
Yes.
And used a lot too. There's like a lot of you guys
I have a montage of all of the footage or all the shows that it's been through.
Please tell me you're going to make like an 80s montage out of it.
Nah, maybe not 80s, but I have if you've seen the Bass channel, I don't know if you have. If you haven't, go check it out. But if you have, we have a team of players. We have Nick Maffei, Will Agtang, Josh Dubois, myself, Johnny Flores. So I've been letting them all use this. There was one show that Nick was after the show balancing it by its headstock. It took a hard fall and the tuner took a hit. I had to take that over to my good friend Tracy Longo to get that fixed.
Which one? Where is it?
Right there.
Okay, y'all, let's see if you can see. Let's see if you can see the damage here. Look, right there, there's a little tiny blemish. Is it? No, it's not showing up. There we go.
Tracy is a master luthier, though. I mean, he fixed that thing right up.
Good job, Tracy.
Yeah.
Let's do some shout outs here. Who we got? Bass Monkey 70 says, what up, J-Dog? J-Dub, sorry. J-Dub I like. J-Rock would be better. Hi, Mateo, good to have you here. Felipe from Paris, hope you guys are doing well. Chris Parker from York, South Carolina. Haven't been there before. Russell's in his hermetically sealed safe room. You know what's funny? Okay, hold on. This isn't like funny, but everyone right now is staying at home, staying inside, and for a lot of us who already work from home or were musicians or YouTubers, whatever, it's not any different.
No, I know.
like everyone's like, okay, make sure you stay home and don't go anywhere. Cool. Like I've been doing every day for the past 5 years.
My family's been asking me the same, my family and friends, hey, have you been quarantined? I said, I don't really know because I've just been home for the last 2 weeks putting videos together. Yeah. So it might be, but I have no idea.
Yeah. All right, well, let's hear. I should have warmed up first. I say that at the beginning of every live stream. Hey, does this sound like... No, we're getting signal. So what you're hearing right now is this guy right here, the Positive Grid Spark. It is a amplifier, practice amp, but also it's got a Bluetooth component to it. Wave your hand over there. Is it still working?
Hey-o.
Yeah. So it does have the ability to control different sounds using, I guess, plugins from your phone. Connects Bluetooth. You can play along to backing tracks. Essentially, like to me, it seems like they're making an Alexa before musicians, for guitar players. And I'm one of the first bass players to check it out. I haven't seen many videos, lots of guitar stuff, but not a lot in the bass realm. So we're just gonna explore it together today. Let me just shout out a few more, you guys. I'll play a song and we'll dive into this thing. We've also got Water Park, a name I cannot possibly pronounce because I don't even know what those letters are. Lovely bass. Yes, this is a lovely bass. My first time playing it. This is a made in China Warwick Adam Clayton model. Feels pretty solid. Feels like a P bass should. A little bit more snap and top end that that Warwick is known for.
Which for the people interested in the gear, these are the Seymour Duncan SPB 3/4 pound pickup, or I guess it's just one pickup, but it's their 1/4 pound, so it's much fatter poles there.
And you said there's a passive EQ?
It's a passive 2-band, so this is going to be your treble, which will work like your normal tone, and then that's going to roll off some bass.
So it's just a bass roll off.
Yeah.
So there's no battery in here? This is
no
just
battery.
To
Fully
get to the
passive.
electronics because there's no pick guard. Oh no, there is a pick. That's just get the pickups off. I'm learning. I'm figuring this out.
Actually, the pickup isn't mounted to the pick guard. It's just mounted straight into the wood.
Oh.
You can pop the pick guard off and it'll still be just as functional.
We have the technology now. So their channel, the bass channel, is very, very geared, no pun intended, towards gear, pedals,
Yes.
all that stuff. So he really knows his shit when it comes to that. I'm a dummy. I just play the things. Sometimes I read the manuals. Most of the time I don't. Let's see who else we got here. Rishabh Sharma from India. Glad to have you. And above that, Jean Lee, or Jean from Venezuela. Hi, Jamie from Croatia. You're truly an inspiration. Thank you, Rocco. I'm honored. Thank you so much. Russell says, toilet roll is currency in the dystopian reality. It's funny. Yeah, my brother posted a picture from Mad Max or Road Warrior, one of the Mel Gibson movies. I was like, is it okay to start dressing like this or is it too soon? And I was thinking like how funny it is when you think of the dystopian future. They're always like, oh, we ran out of gasoline and that's what creates it. Or we ran out of water, or we ran out of land, water world.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have thought like there's toilet paper, paper towels, like that was the shit that did us in. What caused the mayhem? Well, I couldn't wipe my ass anymore. And all hell broke loose. And that's the end of society as we know it. What else we got? That bass sounds sexy AF. As fun. No, definitely not. Made in China? Don't worry, they got it a year ago, pre-corona.
Yeah, I think it was actually built in 2016 and it's been sitting in Nashville until we got it.
Okay, good. Hey,
Yeah, so there you
Dracula,
go.
come here. Oh, he's stuck in the curtain. Come on, it's okay, come here. Yeah, you can do it. Everybody, this is our best friend. This is the studio boy. This is Dracula, the one and only, the Instagram famous good boy Dracula. Is he on? Yes, he is. Good doggy friend. Yeah, you want to play too? Yeah, we have all sorts of friends coming into the studio today. Maybe he'll stick around, maybe he won't. I don't know. Let's see who else we got. Nice Tone from Hello. How'd you get that name? I'm interested. How do you get that?
Josh Beast, that's my friend Josh Dubois.
Josh, welcome.
Josh from Ventura.
Josh from Ventura.
That's where I'm from. No longer live there though.
Yeah, both of us. We'll talk in a little bit. Let's play some music first, and then I'm just going to play along to a track that I put in here. I have not warmed up. I haven't even played this song in a couple years. This is from an album that I did with some friends back in like 2013 called The Dread Pirate Roberts. It was like a half-step tune. We were all listening to a lot of John Mayer Trio at the time. So this was our attempt to put out like a Hendrixy blues trio album. But I literally haven't visited these tunes in a very, very long time. So let's see what it sounds like. Can you guys hear everything okay? Let me know if volume needs to come up or down.
Analyze,
there's a guitar solo coming up. I was right. Drum chorus? Gotta have one of
Yeah,
those.
gotta have it. Every hit song does.
I ask myself what I'm waiting for. I'm gonna one day I'm gonna walk out the door. One day I won't take anymore. I ask myself what I'm waiting for. I'm gonna walk out, that door.
I have no idea where we are right now. I don't remember this at all. Apparently there was an outro. So not only is that an album I haven't played in, oh sorry, I'm hitting wrong buttons. Not only was that a song I haven't played in forever, it was also the wrong song that I was gonna play. I pulled up like 3 of them and I thought that was an entirely different one. It wasn't until like the first chorus that I was like, I'm not even playing the song that I think I'm supposed to be playing right now. That's how live this is. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Lots of mistakes in there.
People are liking the Warwick. All right, cool.
Yeah, much love. So let's do some more shout outs here. We got Yadla Rajesh. Hi, good to have you. Hero Bass, how you been, man? Haven't seen you since a couple of NAMM shows, but hope you're doing all right. Hope you're doing great. By the way, great bass, yes. Russell says it sounds ace. Excellent, gorgeous fat tone. That's what I'm all about. Waterpark says amazing. Hey, 2 fat tones in a row.
Nice.
Yeah, there must be, we need a special emoji for that. Let's see what we got. Jamie Lewis support, that's my good friend Ben. He corrects all the wrong things that I say, so thank you, Ben. Michael, good love for the Warwick, yep. Waterpark says, that tone I would hardly expect from JJ Pups, Warwick. These are P pickups.
It's just a single P, yeah.
Yeah, it's a single P. But I do normally play a J bass, so and I do have one right behind me. I actually have like 4 right behind me. So if I can't get the sound I need, I've got a J bass close at hand. Russell says, nice 90s sounding guitar solo. Yeah, that's what we were going for. Sound fantastic, cool. Reverse P pickup. Oh, you're right, it is.
Yes.
I didn't even notice that. See, that's why you need the gear channel, because the dummy channels, I don't notice that shit. Chris says, this is great. Who knew Wayne's World would be for real one day? Okay, so now I need to brush up on my Wayne's World lines. Boom Boom Peanuts says, sounds awesome. Been waiting for some more Jamie Lewis to pop up in my subscribes. Hey, you know what? You've probably seen this pop up a few times already, but make sure if you're not subscribed to the channel, do that. And this is important. Boop, boop, boop. This one, the bell icon. That's the one that gets you notified when I go live or when new videos go up. And actually, speaking of new videos, one went live yesterday, as a matter of fact. This one. Well, hi, I'm Jamie Lewis, and welcome back to thebassist.net. Today I've got a little bit of an advanced funk groove that uses a lot of ghosted notes and 16th note syncopations to sound just like this. So go ahead and grab a bass and make sure you've also downloaded both the PDF file and the backing track that accompany this lesson. I don't know, it goes on and on. But basically, that's a lesson that went live yesterday. It's a really cool funk groove and a lick, which is why it's called Funk Groove and Lick. It's the second one that I've released here on YouTube. And yeah, if you want to know how to play that, if you want the backing track that goes along with it, and obviously the whole lesson, there's a link in the description and you can go check all of that out. Mike says, hello from the Gulf Coast of Florida. Welcome, Mike. Glad to have you. So let's just get right down to business. Today, we are talking about this thing right here. Actually, hold on. Let me back up. Let's come over to here. So again, this is called the Positive Grid Spark. Of course, the freaking logo jumps up right in the way. You can't even see anyways. So it's a tiny little amp. I mean, I'm able to lift it up with one hand. It's all the way over there, but it's not heavy at all. And again, it's a practice amp. On the face, there's a row of knobs just like you would see on any other amplifier. Bass, mid, treble, master. There's a couple of effects: mod, delay, reverb, output, gain, and a switch that'll go between like crunch, metal, bass, acoustic. So if you don't plug in a phone or anything like that, it's a perfectly workable like line 6 type practice amp. If you ever played a Spider or any of their modeling amps, it's just got a bunch of digital effects. And to be honest, you guys can't tell right now because we're going direct out, but as a practice amp, it's not bad. The amount of low end that this thing gets is pretty substantial. Like if as a practice amp, I wouldn't take it to the gig. I would not the practice room, rehearsal with your band or anything like that. But it's got enough low end on it. I mean, it's only that big, so they can't be more than 5-inch speakers.
Yeah, I would say so.
Or something like that.
Definitely not a 10.
Yeah, no, not even big enough for a 10. But it packs a punch. So like as a practice amp, I would definitely not hesitate to use this thing. And again, they're trying to market it as like an Alexa type thing. It's got voice commands, and that's what we're gonna do now is you can dive into this utilizing the app. So the app connects via Bluetooth, and then you can just kind of start messing around with different amp tones, effect pedals, and that kind of stuff. We've only barely scratched the surface before going live, so we really are exploring this with you guys. So let us know if you want us to try something or twist a knob or try to get a slap tone or a Jocko sound or whatever, because we know enough about this to make it not explode. But other than that, this is totally fresh for all of us. So Chris, can you tell us what we've got?
So we have a ever so slightly tweaked preset. It's one of 2 for bass. I can honestly say I don't know what kind of amp we're emulating here, but there is
that looks like a Gallien-Kruger something, the 800, the RB 800 or whatever.
Yeah, that's what it says on there.
Oh, it even says that. There you go.
RB.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a slight chain of effects here. We have a noise gate, a compressor, a drive, which is currently off. Based on how the order in which they have this, it looks like that's coming before the amp, as you would in real life.
Can you rearrange the order of those?
That is a good question.
It looks like if you hold it down, it's doing something.
It's moving, but I can't seem to move it anywhere else.
Okay, it can go up and down, but not left and right.
Yeah.
Maybe it will be able to. By the way, like this is a first impression. Eventually, we might do a full demo. So anything that we can't figure out today, we'll fix later.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, did I turn it off here? Oh, there we go.
On. So
I did. All right.
So here's what the bass sounds like currently. Oh, we got some chorus or something on.
Yeah, this is obviously a Small Stone emulation called the Cloner.
Okay, let's hear what that sounds like. Sounds like it got quieter.
Typically chorus pedals do.
Let's turn that off really quick. Let's bring it back on. What time signature was that? 1, 2, 3. I can't even remember now. I always know that when I just start playing something, it's never in 4. It's always in 11 or 7 or 15 or some weird meter.
Yeah.
And then I got to go and figure it out afterwards, but I can't do them both at the same time. All right, so what other effects are just, this is a preset we pulled up, right?
Yeah, and we just slightly tweaked the EQ for the intro. I just gave it a little bit more treble. But we also
pretty
have
cool sounding rock tone.
Yeah. We got delay.
Ooh.
Let's see, a couple
Is there
different
a tap
modes.
function?
It doesn't appear to have a tap function, but I can change. So here's 200 milliseconds.
And guys, let us know if it's too quiet, because we're switching settings here. It might drop in volume or something like that. So at any point, let us know if we need to adjust something. Pretty usable delay. I don't use delay too often though. What's a bass song that uses delay?
I mean, you could probably get away with some kind of maybe Jocko-y solo type of thing. And
That's my best attempt to play something Jocko-y.
And then finally we have reverb. This is a plate reverb.
Okay. And it's on right now?
Yep. Pretty subtle.
Can you bring up the mix?
That's maxing out on the mix.
There is a reverb knob over here. Let me see what this does.
Oh, that's adjusting it here.
Okay, so the
Interesting.
Ah.
Look at that.
Okay, so yeah, so if you can see I'm twisting this knob. Actually, you can't see it on the on the screen over there. But when you adjust the physical controllers, the digital ones on the screen are changing too. Put that delay back on. I'll play something pretty.
Let me see if I can make it a little longer.
Can you bring up the volume for me, or is that maxed out? We'll play some Bach.
There we go.
Can you bring the delay down a little bit?
The level?
Yeah. I'm in half-step tuning, so I'm getting all screwed up. Bring the delay down a little bit more. Okay, now put on like some distortion or something totally nasty. See if we can ruin this song more than I already have. Okay, let's explore some more like presets. Are there any things in there specifically for bass?
There are two. So
Okay.
the one we've been on was
two.
comped cleaner, and we've been tweaking and manipulating. That one's typically clean. Here is the bass driver. So I don't know what kind of amp this one. Again, I don't know
That's
which
a
one.
David Eden
Oh, okay. We have a different drive here.
Saab driver?
Sab. We've got a compressor.
of
This is
reverb
obviously
happening,
the EBS.
Multi-comp of some sort.
Okay, so now our mod has changed from the small clone to this Univibe.
Vibrato.
Let's see what happens if we turn the drive off. A little more.
Ooh, vintage delay.
This looks like they're going for a DM2 kind of vibe.
Let's take a look at the chat. What are we missing over here? Anybody talking to us? Someone says play Smoke on the Water. Okay, let's start there. Can you take the...
Do we want more drive?
Yeah, let's get some more drive. Take the vibe and the delay up. We're going to turn this into an episode of Total Request Live. So whatever songs you want to hear me butcher, I will do my best to do that. Not bad, dude. I'm kind of impressed. Like as far as practice amps go, like what else is in this price range and I don't want to say quality, but you know what I mean? Like if you pay $200 or $300 for something, it's this size, it's just for home, and it's got a bunch of effects and you can record with it and this and that. Like it's usually like,
Yeah, like this isn't my drive tone, but considering it's all digital emulations of something else, it's not bad.
Also, I'll bet there's a lot that we don't have access to right now because you have to like create an account.
Oh, okay.
Like we're just signed on as guests right now. On their website, they advertise that there's 10,000 different tones. And I don't know if that means 10,000 pedals, 10,000 amps, like, or if it's just like there's 50. And between that, you can create 10,000 tones. Like I've done zero research on this.
Because here, the drive is at about 2 o'clock. Is that one tone? And now that's considering a second tone?
Yeah, I doubt they're getting that nitpicky with it. But I'll bet if we were to like sign up as, I don't think you have to pay for it, but we're just signed in as guests right now. If he creates an account, gets an email, signs away, gives him his social security number and all that, I'm pretty sure that there's more things you can get. Let's see if we got any other questions over here. Bass sounds awesome. I have a Warwick and I'm about to trade it in. Wouldn't if it sounded like this? Well, yeah, it's a pretty good one. I'm digging it too. Wish my P bass sounded like that. Well, Seymour Duncan, what you calls them?
SPB 3/4 pounds.
SPPGB, whatever he said. DC Denton says, sounds good, maybe turn the bass up. Okay, so that is something that I'm noticing. I keep setting the gain so that we're, it's fine. And then we'll,
tweak
a setting, pull up a different preset. And the gain's not changing a little bit, it's changing a lot. And I don't know, that could very well be something on our end too. And let me point this out as well. Can you guys see it in this angle? No, you can't. Right now, we're going through this is my bass. It's coming out of an 1/8 inch jack. We're actually, going out of the headphones right now. My bass should be back now? Yeah. So that's my only gripe with this is it doesn't have a direct out. 1/4 inch in for the guitar and then headphone out, which we're going into, you can see over here, I've got a splitter going into this Radial DI box. So I'm able to sum it into a mono signal so you guys can hear it. There is on the back a USB output. So you can use this as a recording interface. I haven't done it, but the same way I'm recording our microphones and all the other things, the backing tracks and all that, you could plug this into a DAW and just get one channel out of it. I couldn't do that for this live stream because then you wouldn't hear our microphones. You can only have one interface. So we have to go out of the headphone. That's my only gripe is there's no through 1/4 inch and there's no XLR, at least not that I can see. So that really does put this at it's for practice only. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to take this into the studio because there's no way to get sound out of it. Or you can mic it up, I guess. I chose not to do that so you guys could get a better feel for what it sounds like. Hold on, sorry. Let's go back to the chat. There's more over here. Be honest. Is this thing really worth the wait? Is it not available? I actually don't even know.
I didn't know about it until I came over here.
Jimmy, do you know how long the wait is? Because I can't answer that question. I thought that these were already out. My bad. But I will answer that question if someone can confirm that for me. Greetings from Holland. Christian, glad to have you here. Good. Okay, I didn't say, Ben says, the onboard effects have 30 models and 40 different effects between noise gate, compressor, distortion, modulation, delay, and reverb.
We've seen a couple different of each of those.
Good,
so far.
Awesome. Well, Ben, thank you for tuning in with that information because it's the stuff that I don't know. There's a couple other features in here I know that it has, and one of them is backing tracks. Yes. So it connects Bluetooth to the unit, and right now, because we're going out of the headphone jack, it's assuming that we're listening on headphones. So the speaker isn't playing the sound of the bass or the sound of the backing tracks that we're about to play. But if there were no headphones in, then you would be able to hear all this come out of the amplifier, obviously. And it does have an auxiliary in the back too. Yeah, so if you don't use Bluetooth for the audio, you can still plug in via a headphone cable, 1/8 inch. But check this out. Go play along to, find me a backing track to play to.
So we were searching through this a little bit earlier, and for some reason, when I go to search bass backing track, for some reason, at least it didn't before.
So this is
no
just
result.
connecting to YouTube essentially. Are you on Wi-Fi right now?
Yes.
Okay, that's not it.
So it gives you a couple. It gives you metal, my favorite. It gives you blues, ballad. These all seem to be geared towards guitar, but we'll play one anyway just to demonstrate
Sure.
groovy, funky blues guitar backing.
So it's got chords up there.
Yeah, D major, A major, B major, E minor.
So again, there's already a bass line in it. So bridge. I wanted one more fret. Okay, so you can back it off. So anyways, you can see not only is it just playing a video, I hope you guys can see it there on the screen, but it's, it was throwing up like rhythm changes. So like a bar of G, a bar of, I don't even know what I was playing. This bass is tuned down a half step. Yeah, it kind of told you where it was. And if you were a guitar player, it was even showing you chord shapes, like A minor, and here's how to finger that chord, and G, here's how to finger that one. So that is pretty cool. The fact that we can't get any that don't have bass kind of limits what we can do. I had to start soloing because there was already a bass line in it.
It could be our connection because it has the autofill. So I just put bass back.
Yeah, we did check this out a couple of days ago.
We did pull one up, and I don't know why we can't now.
Yeah.
So don't fret. There probably is.
Very well could be our
Yeah.
fault too. Yeah.
Maybe our support will come in. And,
Yeah, is anyone, yeah, let's come over here, see if we got anything.
Oh, we got a timeline.
Well, let's just go kind of run through these questions. There's several of them. Waterpark says, then there's hearing amps only from the headphone. Yes, we are all only hearing it from the headphone out. There's not a way, I mean, again, I can mic it up, but in terms for you to feel the low end and be like, oh, it sounds great in the room. Come on, these lapel mics aren't going to do the trick. So this is kind of the only way to do that. Okay, apparently I said as of March 17th, pre-orders are on the way. So I guess this is like a brand new product that hasn't even really come out yet. So the question of, is it worth the wait? If you're in the market, here's how I answer questions like this all the time. Is a product worth it? There's nowhere to put this, is there?
Hold it.
You hold it?
Yeah.
Here, you'll play next time.
I don't know about that.
Here's how I answer those types of questions is like, do I need it? For instance, right now I'm wearing in-ear monitors, okay? These are molded to my ears. They won't fit anyone else. I've had them since 2007. That's a long time.
That's a very
Most people, like, this is a common question among touring musicians and professionals, like, oh, what brand of in-ears do you have? Oh, I have 64s. Oh, I tried Ultimate Ears last time. I've only ever had these for 12 years? What's the math on that? Almost 13 years, because they haven't broken yet. Now the left channel doesn't work. If you see me wearing headphones in some of my recent videos, it's because I'm only hearing now the right channel right now. And I still won't go buy a new set. I'm using the 12-year-old because they still work. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to go spend money if I don't have to. When the right one stops working, then I have to, and I'll go get some new in-ears. So, do you need this? No. I don't even need an amp. I don't own an amplifier because I don't need one. I play with in-ears. You know what I mean? And the venues I play have good house systems and good front of house engineers. So, an amplifier is not necessary. I wouldn't go buy one, let alone a practice amp. But if I were that type of person that wasn't so stingy, like for me, it has to be completely broken for me to go buy a new one. So obviously, this is a novelty product. It's a practice amp at the end of the day. So do you need it? No, but it's got a lot of cool features. So let me give you an example. To replace this, I would need my laptop to run my backing tracks, and I would need a cable to go into my practice amp or another set of speakers to be able to hear the practice track or the metronome or whatever it is, which this does have a metronome also.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, obviously some sort of amp to be able to hear myself, and then maybe a headphone amplifier to put it all together. So when you look at the amount of components that this thing packs into just one package, I guess, that's a lot. Instead of getting all those things and setting them up, I can just put this on the table, plug in my bass, press go on the phone, and we're set. So if your practice routine involves that much, or not practice routine, but if your practice space occupies that much equipment and that much to be able to like play along the tracks and monitor, this solves a lot of those problems. I don't know the price point. I haven't looked at it. I'm guessing it couldn't be more than $300 or $400.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Possibly less, but
maybe
somewhere
less,
in
yeah.
that 2 to 4 range, I think.
You know what? Hold on. Let's take a look. Because we can do that. We have the technology.
Something like this too would also be a good candidate for somebody like, for example, I instantly thought of my father-in-law who is currently doing the RV lifestyle thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he and his wife, my wife's parents. I think they're in Georgia, or they just left Georgia. I don't know, but
Okay.
Something like this would be perfect for him. Just in the RV that he's got a Fender Strat. He just plays a little bit. Having the backing tracks this easily accessible. Obviously, we found a lot of guitar-oriented ones. But yeah, I mean, small spaces too. I think this would be beneficial because
Sure.
my practice rig is a Dark Glass Microtubes 900. And like that's a big unit. So I luckily I have the space for it. But
and like I said, if you want to play along to tracks or a metronome or something like that, you would need some sort of interface to bridge the two or physical cables to plug in. The fact that this does Bluetooth is pretty cool. So bass, this, phone, I can do everything I would do in a practice session.
Is it battery powered? Do we know?
It has its own AC, and I don't. No,
Okay.
it's not battery
That'd be
unless
the
it's on the
ultimate
bottom somewhere.
portability.
No batteries. So you guys are looking at the screen over here, I think, and it does look like it starts at $224 for this one, just the amp. And then if you buy a carrying bag and headphones and some other things, it looks like it does have some other goodies as well. Let's see if we got any other questions here. Okay, JC Denton says, wait, hold on, I'm getting some, look at this weird phone call I'm getting. Do you guys get this?
805.
Numbers, do you guys get phone calls from numbers that are like almost your phone number, but the last like 3
Yes.
digits are different?
Yes.
And I'm getting a text message from the same caller. It says, can't you protect you against the cost of repairs if you have not responded to this notification? It's not too late. By the way, no period, no comma. It's not too late. Please don't make a mistake while driving without warranty. Who drives with warranty? That makes I love it. I love it.
Since I changed my phone number, I don't really get those.
You know what was a good thing? I haven't changed my number yet, but I lost my email address. My email address used to be jamie@jamielewis.com.
Easy.
And that got hacked and disappeared. It's no longer. And I didn't know it for about 4 days. So I just didn't get any emails. I went dark on email for about a week before I caught on and realized, like, this is the greatest feeling ever. Nobody's caught. There's no email like stress or any of that. But I highly recommend it to everybody. Throw away your phone number a couple times in your life.
Yeah.
throw out your email, start over. It will declutter so much, you have no idea. All right, sorry. Wanted to know if the speaker is loud enough to keep up with drums. I would say no. I've driven it up as hot as it can go, and it's great for practice if it's just you. It's got plenty of low end. It'll do the trick, but to keep up with the band,
Definitely not.
yeah, I think not. JC also says, headphone out. Water Park says, just wonder how its amp speaker sound is. Are you talking about the emulation of the speakers themselves? Do you see a way to switch to like a 410 or a 15 or anything like that?
No, it's basically pedals and heads.
Yeah, I don't think they're doing cabinet emulations just yet, if that's what you were asking. Evan says, I'm late, but I made it. Hello from Toledo. Evan, good to have you, man. I hope all is well. By the way, how's everything going with the metal band? Evan is a student of mine at thebassist.net. I would share a picture of it. In fact, actually, no, I'm going to. That's thebassist.net. Now I'm the talking bassist.net. Normally, I'm sitting here in the center, and this isn't a problem. But you can see why I'm not doing this at the moment.
I need a bass channel one right here.
Yeah, right. That's what we should have done. But anyways, we're doing a sale right now at get out of here. We're doing a sale at thebassist.net, so you can click on the link in the description and save up to 50% today. Obviously there's hundreds, thousands of bass lessons there. Evan is one of those students. And he told me recently that he just took a gig playing with a metal band. And this is why I brought this up. Evan is such a good student. He's played for less than a couple years. Evan, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm thinking 2 or less. And he just does everything I say. And that's hilarious because most students don't. I told Evan, listen to music that you don't like. You'll learn more from it. Evan goes, okay. And he starts sending me text messages like, dude, I've been listening to metal and prog and this and that and stuff I don't listen to. And now I'm auditioning in those bands and going and playing that stuff that is foreign to me, but it's going to cause me to learn things that I wouldn't in other genres. I'm like, yes, this is what students are supposed to do, listen to their teachers. So, Evan, killer, man. Rocco says, I'd be interested to hear it in person. What are you doing this afternoon? Come on over, dude. Interested in how the 20 to 20, yeah, obviously not, it's not like a powerful
I don't think
amplifier.
You're going down to 20 hertz.
No, for sure not. Like I said, it's a practice amp. We're not trying to create something, oh geez, we're getting backed up on comments. Yeah, this isn't the kind of thing that is, going to carry the room or any of that stuff, but for practice, great. Yeah, I'm not hurting on it. Mark says, Jamie, does your dad play bass? Yes, he does. My father is the reason why I play bass. I remember coming home from school one day and I just grabbed up his bass and I laid it in my lap like this. Hold on, I'm going to give you all a lesson. Check this out. This is how I came to playing bass. I found my dad's P bass at home. I've been playing piano since I was 3 and I just kind of did this. That's how I played the bass. Laying it on my lap, holding it down with my thumb, and plucking up on the strings like this. And anyway, so my dad comes home and he goes, all right, sweet. So here's how you hold the bass. You put it up against your body like this. You rest your thumb here, and you put your fingers on this side and you play. I'm like, cool, Dad. Anyways, so this is wild thing. I figured it out today. I just didn't care at all. But that day, I was 7 years old. I don't remember what day it was. But he's a bass player, and he's like, oh, my son's into bass. So he plays for me Stanley Clark's School Days, which changed my life. I don't know if you've heard that record. The record's amazing. This song is... I don't know. I'm still...
back to that cleaner.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. Like, I still haven't learned how to play that song. I always want it to be magic to me. But I heard that, and it was on record. We dropped the needle over and over and over again. I must have listened to that song on repeat for, I don't know, an hour. And I was just like, one day, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be a bass player. So, yes, my father plays bass, and that's the reason why I play bass. Sorry, we're getting backed up on these comments, so I just gotta scroll up over here. Hi from Japan. Nice to have you. Cool dark glass logo. Who's got the dark glass logo?
That's my water bottle.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I thought it was the bass channel. You're right.
No,
it's not the same.
It's half.
It's half.
Yeah,
seas.
Glenn Frecker gave me some shit about that.
Oh. Glenn would do that.
Glenn said, why is your logo just half the dark glass? I said, because we're half as cool as dark glass.
That's good. If you guys don't know who Glenn is, he's the dude on YouTube that's always screaming. He's like our Lewis Black. Every video is just like, what the hell? Every single video. I love him. My wife can't stand it.
Yeah, I know. I think he's great though.
Oh yeah,
He's a cool
Glenn.
dude. I've met him a couple times and he's a good dude.
Well, you know what's funny too is like bass players are always giving him shit because he's slinging mud at us every chance he gets. but
he
he's
brings up a
not
good point.
wrong.
Yeah,
he's
he
not
does. He
wrong
brings up
most
a
of the
great
time.
Argument for that.
Yeah, he's a recording engineer. So if you look up Glenn Fricker,
Spectre Sound Studios.
Spectre Sound Studios, that's the name of the YouTube channel, but just type in bass, Spectre Sound bass. And if you watch his like top 10 reasons why bass players are the dumbest person in the band, you're like, well, actually, I can't argue with any of those. Most of that information is pretty spot on. Okay, support says, not finding how to take bass out of jam tracks on the first pass. Yeah, you can't take them out because it's just playing YouTube videos, I think.
Yeah, some of them are YouTube videos, some of them might be built in. Let's go back to it. There's a Smart Jam.
Okay, this is a feature I know isn't working for bass right now, but for guitar players, they can just kind of go like this. I don't know, they can just start playing something and then it'll start jamming along to you in that key, at that tempo, in that style. But I tried it with bass, it's not even close. They're not, and they know that. I don't think they developed it for it yet. But yeah, so that apparently is a feature. But sorry, I cut you off. What were you saying?
Anyway, there's the Smart Jam section, and then it kind of groups it by genre. And I believe they're YouTube videos because I'm recognizing some of these thumbnails.
Yeah.
Like this one specifically, this straight hard rock backing track and A
Put it
minor.
on.
I've played to this numerous times.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so this is obviously like programmed for the YouTube channel or for this app because you won't get those chord changes or the the bars floating through. So this one is a YouTube video, but they did some work to
Confirmed.
it also.
Yeah, says YouTube. I was in this screen before.
Oh, okay.
Go over to this screen. It's still, you still get a shortened view of that, condensed view of that, but now it's confirmed it is YouTube.
Yeah, so I don't think any YouTube video will work because we've got like these chord shapes and all that stuff. So maybe they have to go through some sort of system. But as far as being able to pull, do you hear that?
Yeah, is it?
I don't know what that is. Is that me? Hello, 1, 2, check. Yeah, everything's still working. We were hearing this weird pop for a second. But anyways, yeah, so that is a feature. Backing up on comments. So sorry, I'm talking too much. Russell, good point. Good for taking to students' houses for lessons. One day when we are no longer Corona confined, that's a hashtag. I'm gonna make that.
Yeah.
Corona confined.
That's good.
One day when you can go to your students' houses again. Yeah, totally. If I was a teacher traveling, yeah, perfect. Bass or guitar, pull up to your tracks. Like, don't need to set up a laptop or any of that stuff. Yeah, that's a great idea, Russell. I could totally see that being a thing. Evan says, getting that, oh, sorry, Evan responded to my question. Getting that band together has been postponed. Ah, yes, that would make sense. A lot of bands are doing that right now. Let's see, back over to here. Do we have, okay. Chris says, I'm a newbie bassist playing live using ears and a DI box only. What would you recommend for DI or pedal? Let's both answer this question. Chris, okay. Why don't you go first? You're more gear savvy than me because you're not going to like my answer. My answer is going to be boring.
It depends on the genre. Obviously, as my Dark Glass logo is so proudly displayed up front, the B7K or the Alpha Omega or the X Ultra.
Can you talk about what the difference of those are? Because I don't even know. I just know that Dark Glass, like all of them, they sound like it's in a sci-fi movie.
It's
the Hyperluminal Ultra X Factor
yeah,
Omega 3.
It's hard to explain the distortion tone of the B7K. It's a little more tight, scooped, percussive. But the Ultra series has a bunch of functionality: auxiliary in, headphone out, DI out, 1/4 inch in and out, 4-band EQ with selectable low and high mids. There's 3 different positions. I think they're whatever they are. But you got your drive, blend, level, master. B7K has their vintage series, which is identical setup, but there's a little bit more mid-range.
It's more of like for like classic and rock rather than metal, right?
It gets closer to that Ampeg VT.
Mm.
You know? And then you have the Alpha Omega.
I'm curious, why'd you say VT instead of SVT? Is there a difference? Because I don't know.
Oh, honestly, it's because I have a lot of DI pedals,
and they all
21 has the VT.
They drop the S because then you get sued.
Exactly.
Okay.
Super valve technology.
It's like in The Simpsons when they were like, "You want to get The Shining? Shh, you want to get sued?" Don't do that. Sorry, Tech 21.
Tech 21 makes great products as well. The Sans Amp bass driver, the VT bass is another great one. We're doing a huge DI. If you're into distortion DI, we're doing a huge shootout right now. I actually borrowed your
Spectre Drive, that's right.
Exactly. So that's going up against the Hartkey Bass Attack 2. Sometime this week, obviously we all have time to sit at home and do nothing, so I'll get
It's a good time for content right now, yeah. So anything that he said, you'll probably have more fun with. I'm gonna tell you, besides the fact that you say you're a newbie, and besides the fact that you're using ears, for me, I think most of what I use is this guy right here, this Radial JDI. I've taken this on the road, and I've used it on the stage almost exclusively for about the past 6 or 7 years. And it's the most boring product in the world. It's just a passive JDI. It's got Jensen transformers. And that's it. It doesn't really do much, and that's what I like. So the Radial DI boxes are fantastic. I'll say this. When it comes to DI boxes that have a preamp, so like a lot of the ones he mentioned, and Spectre Drive, a lot of ones that I've used, they're all doing the same thing. It's a DI box, so XLR, pre and post, through, in and out, all that stuff. Sometimes cab sim, 4-band EQ, maybe compression, distortion. They're trying to make like little tiny multi-effects. Not like a Line 6 Helix or a Pod or something, but something that's along those lines, but not as expensive, and it doesn't do as much. Instead of getting 10,000 distortion tones, you just get the one. And it's got 3 switches on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and if you like that tone, which I'm a fan of the dark glass tone.
Yeah,
If you like that tone, then that's really kind of all you need, you know?
But one pedal, in my opinion, that is leaps and bounds ahead of all the other ones is the Gallien-Kruger Plex. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the GK sound simply because of the top end. And that's not anything I can't fix. I just rolled the top end off. But setting that aside, it's the only pedal in that price range and with that feature set that also has a built-in tuner.
Yeah.
With an LCD screen on it. So literally, that's the only pedal you need. If I'm doing a fly date, we're not doing those right now. But like, if I had to get on a plane tomorrow and go play a show anywhere, and there's not a budget, I'm not bringing a huge pedal board, there's no time to prepare, that one DI has, again, EQ, compression, distortion, preamp for gaining it and getting it to sound big and fat. And then there's a tuner, which actually, like, you just double tap one of the buttons and it also mutes, kills your signal. So it's got a mute function built in. So that one thing, just having a tuner on board, and I've talked to everyone, every manufacturer, they send me a DI and they go, tell me what you think. I go, there's no tuner. So now I still need to bring a pedal board. I got my DI, and I got to bring my tuner, and I got to bring a power supply, and might as well put a board together. If you want to get rid of the pedal board and just have one thing, the GK Plex is the only one that has that built-in tuner.
And also, I just got a couple of products from Tech 21. They sent me the Doug Pinnick Signature Sans Amp, and I got the Steve Harris Signature Sans Amp. Those also have built-in tuners, XLR out, cab sim, 1/4 inch. And it's...
Oh, you know what? Your mic's not working. That's the problem. I'm like,
Oh.
I can't hear you right now. It's my microphone picking you up. I think you might have got unplugged there.
I might have... Hey,
Is it my fault?
I'm not sure.
No,
Oh,
it's
I'm
working
back.
now. It's working now.
That's weird.
Sorry, everybody.
Hey, so I just had a whole spiel about dark glass that nobody heard.
They were hearing it.
Okay.
It just was coming up through my mic.
But yeah, the Tech 21 Doug Pinnick or Steve Harris Signature built-in tuner, XLR out, cab sim.
On a
and
pedal
1/4
board,
inch.
though?
It's yay big.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so I was
And
wrong.
they sound good too.
GK is not the only one that has it. But I'm just saying, that's a feature that I'm always looking forward to. Dracula, come here. Yeah, come be my best friend. Yeah, come say hi to everyone. Oh, hello. Hello, doggy friend. Oh, good boy. This is Dracula, in case you guys are just joining. Dracula is our studio dog.
He's a
likes
big
to-
fan of the B7K.
Yes, he is. Always, always. Dracula's a fan of pretty much everything. Actually, at first, yeah, you want to stick around and hang out with us? At first, he was afraid of my bass. So what I would do is I would sit in front of him like this, and I would... I would just start grooving, and eventually he would start barking and yapping. And so I just grab a treat, and I would throw it down right in front of me, let him eat it.
There you go, yeah.
I'll just keep grooving. It took me about 15 minutes, but eventually he warmed up to it. He was fine. Okay, sorry. Let's keep... I'm sorry. That was a long-winded answer for whatever DI you want. But I would just find one that's got as many things on, like not just a preamp or DI. It's also got compression. You'll probably need it. It's also got overdrive. It's not going to be the best, but it'll work in a pinch, and a tuner. Very, very important. And I thought the Plex was the only one that had that function. Probably there's other ones too, but it's a good tuner, and it mutes the signal. Does the one you're talking about mute the signal?
It does.
Okay, well, anyways. So there's that. Let's see, what else came after that question? Hold on. Sorry, we're real backed up here. Oh, how are we on time, by the way?
It is
10
10:57.
Okay. Just so you guys know, these usually last for about an hour, but if you keep asking questions, we'll keep going. So don't sweat it. Sorry. DI.
Josh wants to know, but is it metal?
Yes. Is it metal? Well, I guess there is a metal
There's
setting.
metal presets.
Here, let's pull up the metal preset.
Look at that. There's a whole section. Iron hammer, millennial lead, heavy axe, and let's go iron hammer.
Iron hammer.
That sounds fun.
I've never learned how to play
You
that.
just made Josh very happy, though. Oh, this one they're doing a triple rec. Let's see. I mean, these are guitar settings.
The
but
triple rectum fryer?
woo, that's metal.
Remember back when every metal band in the world played the Mesa triple rec?
It was the
and
sound of nu
PRS
metal.
double cutaway?
It was the new metal sound.
Like every band, not just new metal, but like till the day I die. Still my heart for you. Like every band that sounded like
Yeah,
that.
I still love that tone,
PRS
though.
Mesa.
Am I
I'm not knocking it. Yeah, that apparently keeps coming out.
There, it's a little bit loose. It feels.
Only
I'm
the
back.
highest quality here at the Bassist Studios. Actually, this is the Bassist headquarters. I keep forgetting. I have 2 locations now. Here in Las Vegas, this is the Bassist headquarters
Okay.
because I've always wanted a headquarters. And then back in Los Angeles, I have the Bassist Studios, which is an actual recording studio.
Oh, cool.
Not too much bigger than this room, but just depending on where I am.
I just have one location.
Because you asked. No, you still got the place back in Ventura, don't you? You can film there.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I'm slowly kind of making that to where I don't need to go there as often because I just learned.
Same here, yeah.
First of all, it's a building owned by another company, and I just rent a room. But I heard that building is up for sale.
Ah.
Who knows when it's going to go? So I took all my stuff out of there. And
Well, and that's another thing too. So Chris and I actually met in Germany of all places, but we found out like we traveled 3,000 miles to the other side of the world, and I was like, "Oh, you live 20 minutes away from me. That's really interesting."
Yeah.
And you grew up in the town that I'm currently living in. So like, yeah. So we've
which
been
is a
doing.
small town, by the way.
It is a small town, yes. So the odds were highly unlikely. And then I bought a house here in Las Vegas last summer, but we had to wait 6 months for it to get built. And then Chris calls me up in like July. I was like, "Hey, I bought a house in Vegas. Aren't you moving there?"
Yeah, I
too?"
said I swear I'm not stalking you, but I also bought a house in Vegas.
It's good. It's good. It's a good.
It seemed
place
like
to
a
be.
no-brainer because you had mentioned it at the airport, and I said, "What?"
On the way to Germany, the second
The
time.
second
right,
time, yeah. And I said, "Cool. What made you look there?" And we had a conversation, and I had never considered that. I was looking to move out of state, but I didn't know where yet.
California is expensive if you don't know,
Yeah, and I don't really like it. But
especially now. God, could you imagine being there now? Anyone in California, I'm sorry if this is pouring salt on the wound, but like I think about this all the time. Like, oh my God, what if I was still in California paying California prices with no money coming in? Like,
yeah, no, thank you.
I'm feeling for you guys. If that's you right now, I'm sorry, and think about going somewhere cheaper. Maybe, I don't know. That's what I did.
Yeah.
It helped tremendously. Sorry, let's keep going with these questions.
Cool.
Evan says, luckily we have a drummer and vocalist, just need a guitarist when things get back into it. Awesome. Matt says, missed the beginning. Oh, whoops. Sorry, I lost it. Hold on. Oh, wow.
I think he asked if it was battery powered.
Dang, yeah. Can't be used for busking. I don't know what that is.
When you play
that
on the
word?
street.
What?
Play on the street for money.
Oh. Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah, if you're street performing, for sure that would work.
Well, you're gonna need a power supply.
Yeah.
Or your power outlet.
Well, don't they do that though? Like, don't they run? I'm not a street performer.
Well,
I'm not positive.
I'm not
Hi,
either,
Dracula.
but from what I understand, you are not allowed to use amplifiers on the street. You could do acoustic all day
Santa
long.
Monica, you can. Third Street Promenade.
Okay. I don't know. I've never done it. I've just heard that you
Me
can't
neither.
have amplifiers. But
Me neither.
if you're allowed to have amplifiers, obviously you're going to need for it to be battery powered, which this one is not.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you get lucky and you find yourself sitting right next to an outlet. Cool.
There you go. Why
But
not?
you never know when that's going to happen.
Waterpark says dark glass pedals plus Avalon U5 DI, say that 10 times fast, equals pure clean tone. I guess I owned an Avalon U5 for a couple years. Not really that impressed. But I don't like, that just has like 6 or like 2 dials, and basically you're just like, I want this sound or this sound or this sound or this sound. And I'm never into that. I always, hey, what are you doing? Get down. Get down. What are you doggy doing? Now he just definitely pulled your mic, yeah. Dracula stealing the show.
And we're back.
Rocco says, just became a member at thebassist.net.
Cool.
Thank you. I'm glad you joined. Looking forward to improving my chops. You're the best teacher that I've come across on YouTube. You are such a sweetie. Thank you, Rocco. I appreciate that. Matt says, Shift Line Olympic is a great DI. Have you heard of that?
I've heard of it. I haven't tried it yet, but we've been getting a lot of requests to do it on our channel, so maybe I'll have to take a deeper look.
Maybe. Okay. Put in a good word for us. Plex. Yep, GK Plex from Waterpark. Mark says, Jamie, I'm looking for people to play some songs here in Houston. Hey, if any of y'all are in Houston, hit up Mark. You're all probably bass players, so you can start like an all bass Texas blues band.
Patrick Hunter lives out near Dallas.
Hey, hit up Patrick. There you
Yeah.
go. Dallas and Houston, they're like next to each
They're
other.
in the same state.
They're in the same
I don't know how big Texas is, but you know.
It's huge. It takes a
hear.
whole day. Like anytime we drive cross country, one day is dedicated to Texas.
Oh, my
It is a
goodness.
beast. Russell says it's 6 p.m., almost dark. Okay, good to know.
Cool.
Are there any apps? Okay, this is from Matt. Are there any apps that a band can use to social distance practice? I don't think so. Not that I know of. The problem is latency.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember that movie The Rocker with Rainn Wilson. It's about 10 years. There's a scene
Rainn
where
Wilson, Dwight from The Office.
Yeah. There's a scene where they're doing a rehearsal over some type of Skype, and it's called BS on it. That's not
at
happening.
all. Actually, that's been killing me. My wife and I have been watching this show called Bones.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
Procedural cop show, whatever, forensic show. And I'm just always laughing at the amazing technologies that they have. Because they got this audio file that was just, it's just all garbled.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, so I isolated the frequencies and was able to hold on. Tell me, pray do tell, what does isolate the frequencies mean? Because I'm an audio engineer and I can't
Yeah. Or they'll separate one voice from another and make two tracks.
They'll be like, I was able to figure out, it says, come to the meeting place at 8 o'clock. What are you talking about? That is dog shit. That does not happen.
Funny, since moving to Vegas, Lindsay and my wife and I have kind of jumped back into watching CSI again, just because
It's a good show, and CSI Las Vegas.
Now you can see all the streets, hey, we live over there. You know? So they do that kind of stuff on that show too, and it's just no, I don't.
And my
I don't
wife's
see
a
that.
graphic artist, so it's the same thing. They'll get this picture that's totally pixelated. Can you zoom in on that? And then it's just like HD.
Yeah, it's like that's not happening.
Oh yeah, of course you could do that. And one of them was like, but it's always the same girl. She's the tech girl. And she's had this image, is basically I brought it down to a pixel level and da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, everything a computer does is at a pixel. What other level is there besides at a pixel level? That didn't strengthen your argument. You just stated the obvious. Yeah, pixels, whatever. We're shitting on crime shows that are 15 years old.
I know.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, we're getting off track. Evan says, at Nathan, that's how my GST is minus the string biting. Oh, your German Shepherd dog. Ah, yes, we're talking about doggies because Dracula was just in here. Wants to lick my hands on the string. Yep. Can't do it. Hold on. Mark says, any drummers or guitarists in Houston? If you are, give them a thumbs up. Russell, I've heard there's lots of poo on the streets in Cali, especially San Francisco. San Francisco, that is definitely true. Los Angeles, I've been there 3 times in the past month, and I lived there for the past 30 years. Never seen poo on the streets.
No.
Unless it came from a dog.
That's different, though.
Yeah, we're pretty good about cleaning that shit up, though. But humans, not so much. But San Francisco, yes, I've heard that's definitely a problem, but I haven't been there. Dario says, slap like now. Psh. That's what Davey says,
Davey,
right?
yeah, Davey
Yeah.
504.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Mark, hunt for the bone collector. Someone's got to do it. Dario, I'm Italian and I don't speak English well, but I like your video. Dario, I'm American and I don't speak Italian at all. Do you know any Italian words?
Just my last name, and I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. So, no.
Which is?
The Americanized, heavily Americanized version is Cakamies,
Cakamies.
which I learned is a demonym for a city from Sicily, or a city in Sicily called Cacamo.
What is demonym?
That is the name for someone from somewhere. So if you're from America, we're American. If you're from Canada, you're Canadian. If you're from Cacamo, you're a Cacamese.
If you're from Kokomo?
Cacamo.
Yeah, the song Kokomo, though?
Yeah.
Beach Boys? No?
I'm not from
funny
there.
is I only know that song, but the way that Kermit the Frog sings it in the Muppets, because my brother and I had this playlist that we would sleep to, and one of it was the Muppets singing Beach Boys Kokomo.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Everybody knows a little place like Kokomo. it's the only way to hear the song. Once you've heard it, you'll never forget it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
We learned a new word today.
I have I already forgot what it was. What was it?
Demonym.
Cacamidi. Got it. So, anyways, more questions. But yes, anyways, Dario, thank you for hanging in with us today. And I hope everything's going okay back home. I don't know what part of Italy you're in, but I know that, we're all in trouble right now, or avoiding trouble. But I know you guys have the corona, especially difficult over there right now. So, hope everything's okay. Let me know if there's anything we can do over here. Evan, talking about cats and amps. Good. Oh, Mark speaks Italian. Awesome. So Mark can translate for us.
Mark is Italian.
Actually, that kind of benefits us that Dario doesn't speak English very well, because we didn't. There was absolutely nothing in that conversation that you needed to know anyways. English. And he speaks proper English. I can't do an English accent. I'm not even going to try. Well, I don't know. Have we explored this thing over here as much as we can?
I think so. You can tweak presets. There's a bunch of different. I don't know how to change the amp in any given preset.
Well, let's do this. Turn the distortion off. Or let's go back to one of the bass sounds and let's tweak
one of the two bass sounds.
Yeah.
Actually, I did want to bring up one more. There is a guitar preset called Silver Ship that I actually think sounds pretty good. This is obviously a Roland JC120 emulation.
I had one of those.
I've never had one, but I've wanted one.
So see what I mean? Like, this is substantially quieter than the last time I was playing.
I can go a
so the
little more.
volumes are all over the place. And we're maxed out on
A little more
output
gain.
and master.
I got dog hair on my hand. There we
Yeah. What someone is trying to play? Oh no, I'm trying to play Sweet Emotion. Isn't that in half-step tuning?
Probably. Yeah,
That's kind of like that bass tone.
definitely. The No More Tears would be good too.
What's that one?
You were playing earlier. Ba-da-doom, ba-da-doom. Yeah,
This one?
that kind of fits this vibe.
Is that a flanger?
Right now we got a chorus on, but it is a popular technique to use flangers in place of chorus.
Do you have a pick on you?
Not on me. Left it at home.
Do I have a pick?
Let's see, let's put some more low end on the amp. Let's put a little bit more mid.
Do you see one lying around on the floor anywhere? That's all right.
Negative.
Give me the most top end.
That's max top.
That's what that makes me think of.
I think the Aussie riff sounded really good though.
But this is the only part I know.
That's the only part that matters. I take that back. That's the other part that matters.
Yeah. Let's go to what are the bass?
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because it's a guitar preset that sounds really good.
Yeah.
But let me scroll on over to one of our two bass ones.
Yeah, and I just want to try to see, like, let's do this. Let's see what kind of different tones we can get just using, like, that Gallien-Kruger one. Having the clean comped or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
All right, so is the master all the way up?
Master is at 10.
Yeah, master's at 10, output's at 10.
So let's start tweaking some EQ.
Yeah, so let's do this. Let's get a slap tone. I can't see the knobs from over here, but can
It's gonna go
yeah.
a little higher on the bass, a little higher on the treble. Bring the gain down just a tad.
Sounds like we're getting some drive now. Can you bring the gain
Yeah.
down? So now it's a bit quiet, but that's okay. I'm going to gain it up on my end in the computer. Can you scoop out some of those mids a little bit more?
The mids are all the way gone.
Okay. There's some reverb
Bass-
too.
Yeah, bass and treble are maxed, mids are gone. I can turn the verb off.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's
Totally
about-
usable.
It's about as slappy as we're gonna get.
Okay. Well, let's see if we're playing.
Oh, I
rock.
take that back. We could do some chorus. Whoops, I accidentally turned this off. And I don't know how I did it. There we go.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm hearing all my notes. Let's try to get like an old school sound.
All right.
Pull
More
those
mid,
trebles all the way down. Does that have 4-band or just 3?
just 3 on this one.
Let's turn that.
I take the chorus
yeah.
off.
Where's the treble at?
Treble is, well, now it's all the way down.
Bring the bass up.
Bass is maxed. Mids are at about 230 on a clock position.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's a pretty
It's
decent,
decent,
fat bass tone.
I want to try to dial in the same tone
With the
on
other
this bass
amplifier.
driver with this other amp. I'm going to turn the drive off.
Reverb also.
Okay, verbs off. Bass up. Treble down.
Wow.
Let me put a little bit more compression in there. I like that a little better.
We're clipping on my end, but that's okay. I'm gonna pull it down a little bit.
I can go a little lower on the gain here.
You know, I'm gonna try playing along to another song. Let's use this sound and see what it sounds like.
Cool.
And
Do you want any other tweaks? Any more mid or anything?
I don't know. Let's see what it sounds like. If it's not working, we'll change
tweak.
it. This is a song that I thought I was gonna play. I recognize this one, so I actually know this song. I just don't know what note it starts on.
Give me your money, yeah, she said to me. Give me
It's my friend Bill Worrell singing, by the way. I was supposed to be playing with him in Nashville, so now I guess I'm playing with him here instead. Can you bring the top end up?
Life is a stage and I'm playing the fool. I'll tell you right now, the baby we're through. So don't try to fight and don't try to feud. I got nothing to say to you.
Nothing to say. That's our part.
Nothing to say to you.
Nothing to say.
Nothing to hide and nothing to lose. I got no regrets, yeah, nothing to prove. I got nothing to say to you. Nothing to say.
This is my secret weapon.
You think it's make-believe.
I always stop playing in verse 2 until right here.
Well, yeah, you bet I can see. You can tell everyone whatever you want, but one day we're gonna find out who was wrong, and maybe I'll be standing there to see. But till then, I ain't worried about a single thing. I got nothing to say to you.
Is there a drive?
Nothing to say to you. Nothing to hide and nothing to lose. I got no regrets, yeah, nothing to prove. I got nothing to say to you.
Maybe back off the drive a little bit. I just realized my leg isn't even in time. I just shake my left leg when I play.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I forgot this riff. Look, here goes nothing.
I got nothing to say to you, and nothing to say to you. Nothing to hide, nothing to lose. I got no regrets, yeah, nothing to prove. I got nothing to say to you, nothing to say to you. Nothing to hide and nothing to lose. Nothing to say, yeah, to you.
That's a cool riff. That is a cool
You
riff.
know what?
right there.
I remember specifically at rehearsal, I came up with that part because I was like, you know what? It needs like a Rage Against the Machine. It's kind of like
Yeah.
da do da do da, and then we all come in and do da 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 da. That's the one I wanted. But I remember specifically like, yeah, it needs to get super heavy, like Rage Against the Machine, and everyone was like, yeah, that might be a bit too aggressive. So well, let's not drop tune. That sounds badass.
Yeah.
And I don't play metal, but I love. Can you back off the compressor a little bit, or at least adjust the attack, maybe?
There's only comp and gain. Just straight up turn it off.
I bring it back in. I like the fatness. It's just cutting off my notes too soon. Yeah, yo, I'm not kidding. The attack on that distortion, totally usable. Like I would even use that on a gig if I could. I mean, for that song.
It sounded good in that song.
Yeah, that wasn't bad at all. Okay, let's go back over here to the chat and see if you guys got any questions. We're over an hour. What time is it now?
11:20.
All right, yeah, so we're just about done. If you guys got any more questions about the Spark or the app, this bass, anything at all, we're here for as long as you guys want. So let's
Hey,
see.
my wife's in there.
What's that?
My wife's in the comments.
Hi, Lindsay. Nice to have you. Willkommen, bienvenue. All right, sorry, I'm backed up on all these comments. So let's just scroll back here a little bit, and see what we got. All right. Okay, this is one that says, Mauricio, hi, dude. I don't know why I said it like I didn't understand what the words were. It says, hi, dude. What is this app name? Spark, right?
Spark, yeah.
Yeah, so the product is called the Positive Grid Spark the app is directly connected to it. So one and the same. Evan says, do you have an approach to phrasing while soloing and grooving? Yeah. I don't know what it is, but I definitely do. Depends on the context. But here's a good way to think of it. It's like a roller coaster, all right? It's not any one thing. When you think about not just soloing or bass lines, but like anything in general, what makes it so cool? What makes it so special? And part of it, okay, so think about a roller coaster. What makes roller coasters so cool? It's not the speed, because I can just stick my head out the window, drive in 80 miles an hour, and go the same speed. Not as exhilarating as a roller coaster. And also, it's not the fact that it goes left or it goes right, because again, I can just do that. Or it's not the heights. I can just stare out the window of a tall building. It doesn't give me a thrill. But the roller coaster starts by doing this. It's going up, it's going up, it's going up, and you're like, oh no, at some point, it's gonna take off, and you go this way and that way, left, right, you go through loops, you stop, you go back the way that you came, and like it takes you somewhere is what I'm trying to say. So when it comes to soloing, if you come out with vroom, 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 like guns blazing, you got nowhere to go. So whenever I'm, whatever the solo is, can you turn off the distortion for me? So, I don't know. Let's say I was doing a blues. Let's say that's by form. And I'm going to solo. Just that little phrase. I saved that run for the repeat. I spent the first, 12 bars just giving you tiny little phrasers, and then at the turnaround, whatever I play, you can see I'm singing with it and trying to basically lead a melody somewhere. So I'm not just playing patterns and licks. By singing along, it's forcing me to actually think about what I'm doing and not just play anything at all. But that's kind of the method. Like the first part of the solo was low, like just slowly rising up. And then the second time, we take off when I throw in a big lick that takes me from here up to here. And at some point, I'm going to do one of these. Something flashy and then a big, and it was some big line coming down. So some sort of arc. And it's not the same one each time, but the reason why I started talking about it like it's a roller coaster is because I took you somewhere. It's not like watching The Big Lebowski. You watch the beginning, and at the end, you're like, nothing really happened the whole time. Exactly, that's the kind of movie that it is. It's a movie about nothing. It's like Seinfeld. There's no story. It happened to you, right? And I don't like solos in songs that just kind of work that way. I like one that starts with an idea, and then it goes somewhere, and it goes somewhere, and it goes somewhere, and it escalates, and it escalates, and then finally we have the climax, the payoff at the end. So if you think of your soloing or your grooves or whatever it is, like you're watching a movie or reading a book, a story, whatever it is, I think you'll go a lot further because it's easier to think of story arcs and roller coasters. It's easier to think of it that way than it is G major third this and that and transpose, like, you know what I mean? Like it's too theoretical. So Evan, I don't know if that helps, but that's the way my brain thinks of it. Okay, Chris says, gotta run. You probably left already, but thanks for the in-depth answer to my question. You're welcome. That's what we do on this show. says you'll stay tuned to the channel. Please do. David Lab. I'm not even going to try to pronounce your last name. David, I got that one. Says, just got here. Welcome. Glad to have you. Are we listening to the direct signal blended? Yes, there's no mic, nothing coming out of this. It is plenty loud, and you can rewind. We talk about it a lot, but yeah, you're only hearing the sound coming out of the headphone jack right now. Mark says, Jamie, that bass sounds good. My P bass sounds horrible. Well, get another bass.
Get yourself the SPB 3/4 pounds.
Get the plebe DVDs. And Waterpark says, would be good to use it to test a variety of tones and sounds. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I can't say that that's an exact emulation of the GK RB800 or whatever it is, or the David Eden, whatever. Clearly, that's what it looks like. I haven't A-B'd them to the real things, but yeah, it's for sure getting you in the ballpark. When he pulls up the GK one, I'm like, oh yeah, that's where you start with the GK amp. That's pretty good. Mauricio says, I can't hear you guys. Sorry, can you guys hear us now? Everything okay?
Check 1 2.
Yeah, we're coming through.
My mic seems on.
Yeah, I'm seeing signal coming through, but maybe we had to drop out for a second. It's okay, these things happen. Rocco says, leg shaking accompanied with stank face. Yeah, I can't get away from them. It's all part of the, it all comes one package. Rioso says, what's the app name? The name again is Spark, S-P-A-R-K. Russell says, cool, Yannick and Preston. Yeah, well, I do what I can. Evan, phrasing demonstration kind of reminds me of your lines on Well-Behaved Women. Short licks at the start of the song, and then you have to develop dope slap licks and get back to groove phrasing. Yeah, exactly. A song shouldn't be the same thing over and over and over. And that's what I don't like about pop music in particular, is it hits you in the face and it just stays there. And it's just like, whoosh, and I like music that kind of starts in one place and ends in a totally different, and over the course of the song, takes you there. Karas1 or Chera says, hi, Jamie. Hello, good to have you. Well, I think we've pretty much put this thing through its paces. Not bad for a first impression. And yeah, I could totally see this working for teachers, just having one thing to bring to the student for sure. Street performers, so long as you can have power, because battery.
That's the big one. Because a lot of street performers use batteries, and it doesn't have it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends on where you're performing.
And then also, again, just practice. But for sure, no, not at the rehearsal room, not on stage. And again, simply because it does not have XLR outputs or even a through. You're going into this and it's staying there unless you use a USB port on the back to record, or you run out of the headphone jack like we are doing right now. So unless you guys have any other questions, I think we're going to wrap it up here. So yeah, let's just go ahead and say thanks to everybody for swinging by today. My name is Jamie Lewis. Thank you so much. And actually, if you haven't done this yet, please like and give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and this bell icon. That's the really, really important one, because that'll get you notified the next time I go live, which is going to be probably Friday or Saturday. I know a lot of us are at home with not much to do right now, so I've been releasing videos like crazy. Pretty much one every single day. One came out yesterday that looks just like this. Well, hi, I'm Jamie Lewis, and welcome back to thebassist.net. Today I've got a little bit of an advanced funk groove that uses a lot of ghosted notes and 16th note syncopations to sound just like this. So if you want to learn how to play that groove and lick, there's a link in the description. It'll take you right to it. And actually, that says podcast. So we also have, I do something called the Bassist Podcast. You can search for it on your smartphone. But we had Steve Arajo on the show this past week. Every Monday, a new episode goes live. I've had Brian Beller, Steve Bailey, Yannick Wisdala. I was supposed to be in Nashville today getting podcasts with a bunch of awesome Nashville guys, but not anymore because I'm staying inside, obviously. So yeah, so check all that stuff out. And if you like, we've got merch available. There's links in the description. And also check out the bass channel. You'll see me appearing over there. I play in a lot of their gear videos. I think your mic is off again.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's
no,
back.
We're back.
Just kidding.
I was just adding, he makes an appearance quite a bit.
Quite a bit. Okay,
Quite a bit.
more often than I realize, apparently. And I'm going to drop a link in there. What is it? YouTube.com/the
bass channel.
That's it? That's too easy. You have to make it more complicated. All right, so I'm dropping this link in the description. If you guys want to check out their videos, lots of gear stuff, much more than what I have here at thebassist.net, because as you can tell, I don't really do gear.
I have a video coming out this Friday, actually. The Doug Pinnick pedal that I mentioned will be released this Friday. The Steve Harris one that I mentioned is live now. Obviously, all the Dark Glass stuff. So for the person who had the DI question or anyone else who has DI questions, all that stuff is on the channel.
He's got you covered for sure. And while we're plugging videos coming out, I'm going to have another one tomorrow. The video you just saw was called an advanced funk groove and lick. This one's going to be intermediate. So it's going to be a step down. If that one was a bit too hard for you, I've got one I guarantee you're going to be able to play, and that video is going to go live tomorrow. We just got a couple more questions. Actually, just one. JC says, are the Seymour Duncans really so different from no-name pickups on cheap basses? Did you swap out the Duncans on that bass?
This bass is all stock. I have tried every single Duncan P bass pickup. They're all great. The SPB1 vintage sounds the most like Fender. The SPB2 hot is a little darker, a little hotter, a little darker. These ones are definitely hotter, more bass, more treble, less mids. I mean, you're still getting a mid characteristic because it's singular P bass in that position. The SPB4 is the Steve Harris, a lot more low mid in that one. And then you have the Antiquity 1 and 2, which just kind of sound like old pickups from the 50s or 60s.
Nice.
But that's my favorite, the SPB3. As you hear, it's got a little bit more bottom, a little more top, a little less mid. So it's the tone that I like.
I mean, the long answer to that question is yes, it does make a difference, but it's not like cheap bass or cheap pickups versus expensive good pickups. It's just, yeah, they sound different because everything sounds different. If I take those pickups out and put them in an identical bass, it's going to sound different because as I moved them out, the pull pieces changed distance from the string to the bass. Like all of it makes a difference. So that's a hard one to A/B. You know, because you can put those pickups on a bass and play and like, all right, cool, that's what it sounds like. Take them out, solder it, put them in a new instrument. An hour later, pick it up and be like, oh, it sounds different. It's an hour later. You're that much more tired. Your ears aren't hearing it. You know, all of that stuff makes a difference. So that's a tough one to scientifically answer. But the easy answer is yes, everything makes a difference. Is it better or is it worse? Well, that's up to you. I think the easiest one, it would be EMG versus anything else. You know, in my mind, EMG has so much top end. I guess the Warwick MEC would be close.
They're very similar, but EMG has passives, and their Geezer Butler passive P, fantastic.
Really?
Alnico 5 magnet, it's just got such a great tone. I highly recommend checking it out.
Now, I'm not knocking it, right? But like, I don't like that top end, sparkly, sizzly. That always gets none of that shit in my tone. But for the song that you're making, for the genre that you're doing, like, yeah, it might work perfectly. So the EMG sound versus like, say, the Aguilar, night and day difference. But that's not a better or worse. That's like, am I playing in a metal band? I might want the EMGs because that snap and that sparkle is going to help me cut through the mix. Am I playing with a Motown artist? Don't need any of that. You know, just get it as dark and as dead as possible. So the answer to your question, I guess, is yes and no. JC, you're very welcome. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any questions, just drop a line in the comment section below, and I'll get right back to you. Thanks again to Chris from the Bass Channel for joining us today. Click on that link in the chat, and you can go subscribe and check out what they've got going on over there. And remember, I'm going to be live again in a couple days or so. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification icon, and I'll send out messages on Instagram and Facebook, except Twitter. Twitter can kiss my butt. But I'll let you guys know when I'm going live a couple hours before I do. And hopefully we can hang out like this again. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and click on this button right over here to subscribe to the channel. And if you really like what I do, come hang out at thebassist.net by clicking on this button right down here. Remember that new episodes of the Bassist Podcast go live each and every week. And until next time, we'll see you again here at thebassist.net. Adios, amigos.